Japanese Drift Master feels like the kind of game born from late-night YouTube drift compilations and initial D marathons. It radiates love for Japan's car culture, from the winding mountain passes to the neon-lit gas stations, and it nails the style with a confidence that few indie racers attempt. But once the smoke clears and the rubber settles, what's left is a game that struggles to find consistency between its ambition and its execution. While the style is undeniably strong, under the hood, things start to misfire. So, what works and what doesn't? Let's take a look. The story of JDM starts strong, unfolding through manga-style cutscenes that immediately grab your attention. The bold lines, dynamic framing, and exaggerated expressions ooze personality, clearly inspired by the golden age of Japanese street racing anime. At first, it feels like the perfect match for the game's tone, playful, dramatic, and full of flair. But once that initial charm wears off, the cracks begin to show. The writing behind those stylish panels lacks depth, and the characters are more archetypes than actual people. They're static, predictable, and largely exist to move you from one race to the next. As cool as the presentation is, the story never really goes anywhere. It's more aesthetic dressing than meaningful narrative drive. At its heart, Japanese Drift Master is a love letter to drifting. The gameplay is centered almost entirely around the art of the slide, and when it hits its stride, it captures the thrill of touge racing beautifully. Careening through tight hairpins on narrow mountain roads at dusk, the back end of your car snaking through corners with finesse is genuinely exhilarating. The roads are designed with this experience in mind: technical, winding, and scenic. They encourage you to master the rhythm of each drift, and the satisfaction from linking a series of perfect turns can't be overstated. The game offers two driving modes, a simulation mode that aims for realism, and arcade mode that provides a looser, more forgiving feel. The simulation mode tries to replicate real-world car behavior, and when it works, it delivers a rewarding challenge. However, it's often inconsistent. Some cars feel overly twitchy or unstable, making precise control difficult even for experienced players. Weight transfer can be unpredictable, and small mistakes frequently spiral into catastrophic spinouts. The arcade mode smooths out many of these issues, giving players more room to play, but even then, the physics can feel a bit disconnected from the road, where it feels more like sliding than driving at times. Mission structure is also a mixed bag. Most of your time is spent in drift battles where you're scored based on style and consistency, but there's not much variety beyond that. Occasional grip races and drag runs try to add spice, but they're rare and underdeveloped. More problematic is the AI. Your opponents often perform with robotic perfection, chaining together flawless drift scores while your own runs are judged harshly, even when they feel clean. The scoring system itself is opaque and unforgiving, with minor deviations tanking your combo or score without clear feedback. It feels like the game knows what a good drift looks like, but doesn't always know how to reward it properly. Outside of events, there's a fairly robust progression system. You can earn money and experience, upgrade parts, and master your vehicles through the car mastery mechanic that unlocks perks as you commit to driving a single car, like unlocking cosmetics and upgrading car parts. The tuning system is fairly detailed, allowing adjustments to suspension, brakes, tire pressure, and more, which gives gearheads something to sink their teeth into. There's also a visual customization suite, letting you tweak liveries and slap on neon underglow to fit your vibe. However, unlocking upgrades in cars is a grind. The game is stingy with rewards, and with limited mission variety, earning enough money to make real progress starts to feel very repetitive. What's missing most is incentive to explore or engage with the world beyond events. Guntama Prefecture may be gorgeous, but it's largely devoid of meaningful side content. There are no races to stumble into on the road, no real-time rival challenges, and no collectible or time trial distractions. Even something like spontaneous street meets or environmental storytelling would have helped flesh things out. As it stands, it's a beautiful but somewhat lifeless world where it feels more like a backdrop than anything else. Despite these shortcomings, there's still something undeniably compelling about the gameplay when it clicks. The sensation of a long, clean drift, the immersive cockpit view with animated hands shifting gears, the soundtrack syncing with your tires screaming through the vents. JDM manages to capture that specific touge feel. It's just a shame they're surrounded by so many issues that are hard to ignore. Aesthetics is where the game truly comes alive. The fictional Guntama Prefecture is a love letter to rural Japan, rendered with a striking balance of realism and style. From misty mountaintop passes to neon-lit backstreets, the world invites you to slow down and just take it in. The lighting especially stands out. Sunrises paint the hills in gold, while rainy nights glisten with reflections from passing headlights and vending machines. The manga-style cutscenes add a unique visual identity that pays homage to the legacy of drifting anime like Initial D, giving the game a distinct personality from the jump. There's also a surprising amount of visual detail, especially in the cockpit view. Your character's hands move with the wheel, dashboard lights flicker realistically, and the interiors carry the same care as the exteriors. But still, the polish isn't always consistent. Car models sometimes blur weirdly at the edges, especially during sharp turns or high-speed moments. And textures can pop in like they're late for work. It's not game-breaking, but it does pull you out of the flow, especially during moments when the game is otherwise firing on all stylistic cylinders. These visual hiccups remind you that this isn't a big-budget production, even though it often looks the part. Audio-wise, the game holds its own. The soundtrack leans heavily into funk, lo-fi hip-hop, and East Asian beats, genres that perfectly complement the drifting atmosphere. Whether you're chasing a rival through a midnight run or just cruising at dusk, the music enhances the vibe. Engine sounds and tire screeches are generally solid, though not exceptional. They serve the experience well, but don't quite hit the high-end fidelity of genre staples. Still, when everything clicks, visuals, music, and the rhythm of a good drift, it creates a trance-like immersion that few racing games manage. JDM Japanese Drift Master has the heart and soul of a street racing classic, but it's held back by uneven gameplay systems and a lack of depth. It's easy to love for what it tries to be, an indie tribute to drifting culture, but harder to recommend without caveats. The driving feels incredible when it works. The world is captivating when you're not wishing it had more to do. It's a game made with passion, and that passion shows. But so do its limitations. If you're looking to lose yourself in a stylized drift fantasy and can stomach a few bumps along the way, it's worth the ride. For that, we're giving Japanese Drift Master a solid 70, flaws and all. But what about you? Have you played Japanese Drift Master? Any games like JDM that you want to recommend to us? Tell us in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more video game related content. This has been Gameit, and thanks for watching.